Hey Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. In this video, I want to talk about upcoming Thursday night football, why it is deja vu, or maybe perhaps better said, Groundhog's Day from last football season. And also, I want to show definitive proof that pro football is rigged by the Zionists, also referenced as the Synagogue of Satan in the Bible. A lot of connections between football and the Bible, more than just Sunday. If you take the time to go through my videos, I have educated the world on this subject. You just need to take the time to learn. But here we go, Truth Seeker. Let me show you what's up with this week's Thursday night football and why it is deja vu. Notice the date, Thursday, October 8th, 2015, the Indianapolis Colts travel to the Texans. In case you're new here, I just did a video on why Andrew Luck missed his first game of his professional career. Andrew Luck is the QB of the Indianapolis Colts. When he was in college, he got more hype as a QB than any QB in the history of the sport. But that last name, Luck, an interesting name, a name that has gematria 47, a special number to the Zionists and to the NFL. The first Super Bowl was in the 47th year of the league. Anyhow, this past week he missed his first game as a pro, week 4. It was a date with 13 numerology. In our society, in our culture, we say 13 is unlucky. The game that he missed went to overtime 13-13. A whole lot of 13 in the NFL this past weekend. It's because it's numerology based by the Synagogue of Satan, the false Jews, the same gang that controls all the sports leagues. Check out my other posts on sports. You will see I am not mistaken. Anyhow, this date that they play on has 33 numerology, 10, 8, 15. It's also a date with 53 numerology, a special number in football. It's a 53-man roster, but we're going to focus on 33. Groundhog's Day is the 33rd day of the year. In the history of the NFL, there's only been one Super Bowl on Groundhog's Day, February 2nd. That was 2 seasons ago. Seahawks defeated the Broncos in that Super Bowl. Seahawks are one of 3 teams in the league with a 33 name. The others are the Lions and the Bengals. Anyway, last year on Thursday Night Football, on almost the exact same date, last year it was October 9th, 2014, the Colts defeated the Texans 33-28, and this date that the game was played on is also a date with 33 numerology. Now, last year, prior to this game, I had already picked the Colts to win the Super Bowl. And part of the reason I said was because in week 3, there was a tribute to 44. It went to the Colts and to the Ravens and no other team. And 44 years earlier, the Baltimore Colts had won the Super Bowl. Andrew Luck in this game had 44 attempts. And after I saw this, I was ready to go put the house on the Colts in Vegas. In hindsight, I'm glad I didn't, but at the same time, it wouldn't have mattered because all of the money was robbed from my house not long after this game, so I lost it anyway. Boo-hoo. But there's something else to this score. It's more than just the repeating numerology of 33. This score is very special, 33-28. Week 1 of the college football season this year, BYU won their game on a last-second miracle. A Hail Mary caught for a touchdown in the end zone. The final score was BYU 33, their opponent 28. 33 and 28 are very special numbers. Notice the sum of 33 plus 28 is 61, and God has Jewish gematria of 61. So 61 is a number connected to God. Also, when you write out 28 and when you write out 33, it sums to 156. 156. Notice that in English gematria, God equals 156. When I think of 33 and 28, I think of the World Trade Center buildings. They existed for 33 years. Construction began in 68. They came down in 2001, but they were only open for 28 years, from 73 to 2001. We see these numbers paired together a lot. The Tsarnaev brothers, who are blamed for the Boston Marathon bombing, the worst act of domestic terrorism since September 11th. The older brother had a life number of 28. The younger brother had a life number of 33. You start to see these numbers, you start to recognize these codes, and you study it enough, you see who's responsible for it. It is the Zionist Jews, the same people who control the media, the same people who control the sports leagues. With regards to that movie, Groundhog's Day, it stars Bill Murray. And look at the name gematria of Murray. 33, perfect for a movie about the 33rd day of the year. Now back to this game from a year ago. Here's further signs of the coding. T.Y. Hilton, I'll let you know that Hilton is a name with 33 gematria. Think of Hilton Hotels. On September 11th, the date of those attacks, a lot of interviews were done at the Hilton Hotel for people who supposedly saw what was going on. The people who said they saw planes fly into buildings, they were interviewed at the Hilton. Anyway, notice that T.Y. Hilton had 223 receiving yards. This is the number for the Synagogue of Satan. In Revelation, the 66th book of the Bible, think about the NFL. The first Super Bowl was in the year 66. NFL and Jewish gematria equals 66. But here it is. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. The synagogue of Satan in gematria sums to 223, like T.Y. Hilton's receiving yards. And the most infamous phrase from Revelation is the one that speaks of the mark of the beast. 603 is stated in the King James Bible. 60 means 3 times 20, so 60 is 60. So this is saying 666, 666. Look at this phrase. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast. The gematria of that phrase is 223. I am someone who asserts that the Bible is written by these Zionist, Masonic Jews. They've done it for the purpose of dividing and conquering us all. Think about football games. Think about college culture. Having 2 schools in each state and having those kids at each school cheer against each other and think their school's better than the other school and drinking beers and beating each other up after the game, as happens at college head-to-head matchups when the 2 teams from the 2 states play each other. Maybe fight each other was the right word. Also, that phrase opens with "Here is wisdom," which has gematria of 66. Revelation's the 66th book of the Bible. My name happens to have gematria of 66. I also have a life lesson number of 49, and Revelation equals 49 in Pythagorean gematria. Who knows? Maybe I was born to do this decoding. In Revelation, it says, Revelation 21:7, it states, "Who will be the Son of God?" I won't tell you what my birthday is. But check this out. This is from ESPN Today, Truth Seeker. In Revelation, the number 666 is referenced. The number 144 is used twice. The numbers 144 and 666 have a connection. This is from ESPN's front page today, showing who might be in the Super Bowl. It very well might be Packers-Patriots. If not Packers-Patriots, Packers-Colts. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and Andrew Luck, the Colts QB, all wear the number 12. 12 times 12 is 144. Special number. Last year's Super Bowl was played between the Patriots and Seahawks, who came into the game 14-4 each. Those were their records, including the playoffs. The game was in Glendale, Arizona, having gematria of 144. First Super Bowl with a Scientology commercial, gematria of 144. The phrase "mark of the beast" has gematria of 144. This is interesting because if you take the number pi, you know, the number having to do with cycles and circles, and you add the first 144 decimal points of pi, it sums to 666, 666, what the mark of the beast is. Look at the gematria of football in Pythagorean. 666, 22, Revelations of 22 books. Football is a game of 11 on 11, so 22 men on the field. 1, 3, 3. This stuff's no joke, Truth Seeker. This is what's really going on. This is who's really running the show. This is why this league is so redundant with numerology. Anybody who thinks any of this is a coincidence, watch all my other videos. I mean, player stats are scripted. I predicted the NBA Finals after the February 26th game between the Cavs and Warriors. Did it through numerology. Listen carefully. The name LeBron James the big way equals 114. The small way, the name LeBron James equals 42. LeBron James was on a 2-year, $42 million contract last year. He restructured this year. But a lot of these athletes get paid with their names summed to. Anyhow, on November 4th, 11/4, LeBron James, who equals 114, had his worst career game as a pro against the Portland Trail Blazers. Both the Blazers and the Cavs were established 44 years earlier in 1970. 114 days after that game was February 26th, and LeBron James had his season best game, scoring 42 points. These are the numbers associated with his name. 42 stood out because 42, the number, was retired by both the Cavs and the Warriors for Nate Thurmond. After that game, I said I bet anything the NBA Finals is Warriors versus Cavs. There's too much of a numerology tribute in this for there not to be. Lo and behold, 98 days later, the NBA Finals would begin, and it went to overtime 98-98. You could go back and watch my videos. There's significance to this number 98. It ties in with Lupercalia, the festival on the 44th day of the year. King James has name gematria of 44. The Cavs were in their 44th year of existence in the league. I thought 44 was the number that meant the Colts were going to win the Super Bowl last year. Instead, what happened was the Patriots defeated the Baltimore Ravens, then the Indianapolis Colts before advancing to win the Super Bowl after the 44th year of being in their division. And again, the Baltimore Colts had won the Super Bowl 44 years earlier. Pro sports are scripted by the numbers. If you learn this language, you will know the language of the Synagogue of Satan, and you will be able to figure out what's going to happen in pro sports as if you're Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future. People can keep dismissing what I am presenting. All the fucking retards who come here and say, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, all of them have one thing in common. They are fucking retarded. End of discussion. Do you know what I've predicted this year? I predicted college championships right. I predicted the NBA Finals. I predicted the Triple Crown. I've predicted royal baby names and more, all from this gematria. This is the language of the people who rule the world. People who don't get it just don't have the brain power. Mathematics is the language of the universe. Go back and watch the movie The Prophecy with Christopher Walken. With 39 minutes left in the movie, he says, kids, don't forget to study your math. It's the language of the universe. The Zionists, the Synagogue of Satan, they know this, and that's why they script the games by these numbers. From doing this research, my mind has changed about a lot of things. I really do think God's language is through numbers. This Synagogue of Satan is trying to mimic God. With regards to this 156 coding we talked about, the movie Truman Show came out on the 156th day of the year. The name Truman Burbank sums to 156. The movie's about playing God over a man's life. And that's what the Synagogue of Satan does. They play God over all of our lives. From the news to the sports games. So we'll see what happens Thursday night. If the sum of the score is 33-28, somebody shoot me. All right, Truth Seeker. Until next time.